You play poker, right? Well, the dress, up the ante.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 memorable movie wedding dresses.
You look fine.
Fine. You're reading your newspaper upside down. That's got to be better than fine.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most eye-catching and unforgettable bridal gowns from the big screen. Which of these dresses makes you want to say, I do? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Runaway Bride. Many wedding-themed movies centre around one climactic ceremony, but that idea doesn't sit well with the flighty Maggie Carpenter, played by Julia Roberts in this screwball rom-com.
Get back on the bike, get back on the bike!
Okay, but how was the wedding?
Shorter than we planned. Just go.
Okay.
Sure, Roberts looked gorgeous a decade earlier in Steel Magnolias, but the dresses featured at the beginning and end of Runaway Bride are just something else.
Do you have the rings?
Yes.
Do you, Ike, take Maggie to be your lawfully wedded wife?
The first one we glimpse has heaps of tulle and a long veil that makes Maggie's escape on horseback all the more astonishing. Her final wedding gown, meanwhile, is downright angelic and represents a happier frontier in her romantic life as she weds Richard Gere's Ike. The portrait neckline and colourful bouquet don't hurt either.
Guess what? She did it!
Maggie Carpenter got married.
Number 19, Nanny McPhee. When she arrives at Cedric Brown's home, this family's eponymous nanny doesn't exactly look like a fairy godmother, but she definitely works magic on the widower's chaotic brood.
Papa,
Yes, Chrissy.
now that we're better, can we get up? Can we get up, please?
Besides taming 7 children, she also makes last-minute wedding planning look easy.
Oh, Nanny McPhee. I'm so nervous.
Deep breath.
I don't look much like the bride, do I?
You will.
In a flash, scullery maid Evangeline's frumpy blue outfit is transformed into a chic white gown. The lacy garment is sophisticated, regal, and just insanely pleasant to look at. But it also represents a much-deserved moment of glamour for an underdog character. Let's just say the donkey isn't the only one holding back tears when the bride lifts her veil.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony.
Number 18, Mamma Mia. This jukebox musical has a lot to offer, from its gorgeous views of coastal Greece to its joyous ABBA-filled soundtrack. But the movie's climactic wedding shouldn't be forgotten either. Sure, Sophie Sheridan rain-checks her actual marriage. However, she still makes our dreams of a destination wedding come to life. Her gown and her hairpieces take centre stage during the emotional Slipping Through My Fingers.
Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time.
Then, Amanda Seyfried is goddess-like and positively radiant as she makes her way to the chapel, veil, floral crown and all. If the look weren't already boho chic enough, the bride is actually barefoot during the ceremony.
I love you.
Number 17, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Does Fleur Delacour and Bill Weasley's wedding end up being the happiest occasion we've ever witnessed? That would be a resounding no.
The ministry has fallen. The minister of magic is dead. They are coming.
However, that doesn't detract from the beautiful fashion on display. Lacy phoenixes decorate Fleur's bodice, while the bottom half of the garment is an explosion of frilly goodness. The dramatic garment strikes the perfect balance between the wizarding world's old-fashioned aesthetic and modern tastes. In fact, it bears similarities to a so-called peacock dress shown in 2008 by Alexander McQueen. Sure, Death Eaters crash the reception, but even Voldemort himself can't take away from how stunning the bride looks. Number 16, The Young Victoria. The costume designers for this film sure had a lot to live up to, but they didn't disappoint. Queen Victoria's wedding dress is possibly the most iconic bridal gown of all time. She's often cited as the one who started the modern tradition of brides wearing white on their big day, although she technically wasn't the first royal to be wed in white.
Wilt thou have this woman to thy wedding wife? To live together after God's ordinance, holiest. I will.
For the film starring Emily Blunt, the designers were heavily inspired by the real-life dress, but didn't recreate it identically. They kept the look a little more fresh and palatable for modern audiences, and it was marvellous.
Now I am quite married.
Number 15, Marie Antoinette. Sofia Coppola's 2006 historical drama was every fashion lover's dream. The pastel-hued revelry taking place at the Palace of Versailles left viewers drooling over the beautifully elaborate gowns. The real Marie Antoinette was only 14 when she married into French royalty, and though the real gown no longer exists, historians have a good idea of what it would have looked like. Milena Canonero designed the flawless movie version, which fit the description of being made with silver cloth with a hoop skirt, with the bride highly adorned in ribbons and embellishments. Number 14, Coming to America. In terms of over-the-top wedding gowns, the 80s definitely did it best. While this movie gown didn't feature the giant puff sleeves that the era is known for, it did have a puffed veil and an epic train. This rosy-hued outfit is impressive, and especially memorable because of the pivotal role that the wedding scene played in the film. Prince Hakeem thinks that the woman he has been arranged to marry is walking down the aisle towards him, but when he lifts her veil, it's actually Lisa McDowell, his true love. Number 13, The Princess Bride.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
While this classic romantic comedy was made in the 80s, it was set in the Renaissance era, and Princess Buttercup's dress reflects the bridal fashion of the times. While the farcical film doesn't spend much time on historical detail, the dress is one thing that was intended to be accurate. Costume designer Phyllis Dalton created this empire waist dress with dramatic oversleeves. The material is a silvery blue tone and features corset lacing in front. The gown is so popular that some fans have tried to recreate it for their own nuptials, and it's easy to see why.
Wesley, why won't you hold me?
Number 12, Bridesmaids.
Don't you dare laugh.
Maya Rudolph's character wears two hard-to-forget gowns in the 2011 movie Bridesmaids, and neither is remembered for how great it looked. The first dress is worn during what is debatably the film's most memorable and most disturbing scene. The girls get food poisoning while trying on dresses at a bridal boutique, and carnage and hilarity ensues. Let's just say that Lillian Donovan needs a new dress afterwards.
It happened. It happened.
Meanwhile, the garment that she ultimately wears for her wedding is amazingly ornate and was modelled after the elaborate final gowns that designers often send down the runways.
I do.
Number 11, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Keira Knightley is known for wearing gorgeous corseted ball gowns in many of the period pieces she's acted in, and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is no exception. Her character, Elizabeth Swann, has the opportunity to sport many beautiful dresses throughout the series, but by far the most incredible is her wedding dress in the second instalment, Dead Man's Chest. Her wedding to Will Turner may have been rudely interrupted, but at least we got a chance to see this gold-toned concoction before it ended up at the bottom of the sea.
My mistake. Arrest her.
No! Number 10, Cinderella. Costume designer Sandy Powell was the mastermind behind this jaw-dropping frock.
We must have a portrait of you painted.
Oh no, I do hate myself in paintings.
Be kind,
And have courage.
and all will be well.
She didn't try to top the character's vibrant blue ball gown, instead opting for a sleek yet epic garment. The dress may look understated by comparison, but don't be fooled. It required some 550 hours of work, thanks in part to the hand-painted flower detailing. The wondrous garment actually caught on fire during a photo shoot, but you'd never know from its immaculate appearance in the film.
Are you ready?
For anything, so long as it's with you.
Cinderella is one of the ultimate rags to riches tales, so her wedding look is of the utmost importance. Thankfully, this retelling more than nails it.
My queen.
My kid.
Number 9, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. A movie with lightsabers, Death Stars, and a stunning wedding dress. Sure enough, Luke and Leia's mum sports an absolutely breathtaking garment on the occasion of her marriage. It isn't uncommon to see lace in bridal fashion, though it's not always used so beautifully. The extra intricate embroidery truly takes Senator Padme Amidala's look to the next level. We only get to see a few moments of the ultra-romantic nuptials. However, the sun-dappled sequence perfectly highlights Trisha Figger's exquisite design. The senator may be tying the knot with the future Darth Vader, but at least she looks great while doing so. Number 8, Crazy Rich Asians. It's right there in the title. Luxury is at the heart of this blockbuster rom-com.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's 200 mil worth of real estate. Spectacular.
Rachel Chu's whirlwind Singapore trip has its low points, but there's no denying that Colin and Araminta's wedding is a showstopper. Naturally, the star is the bride's outfit, actually not a dress, but a majestic jumpsuit and skirt combo.
So take my hand, take my whole life too.
With an estimated several thousand Swarovski crystals adorning the garment, actress Sonoya Mizuno is glowing. Of course, the embroidered ensemble isn't the only epic aspect of the ceremony, but it certainly complements romantic details like a flooded aisle and faux fireflies held aloft by the guests. Number 7, Sex and the City. The creators behind the Sex and the City movie probably knew that no matter what dress they chose for Carrie's ultimately ill-fated wedding to Mr. Big, that it would be hotly contested among fans. They remedied this by having the famous fashionista try on multiple dresses for a Vogue bridal shoot, eventually settling on a show-stopping Vivienne Westwood creation for her big day. The imposing high-fashion sculptural gown sadly didn't make it down the aisle, but in the end we loved the timeless white suit that Carrie wore for her casual City Hall wedding towards the end of the film.
Which is why I called.
Number 6. Bride Wars. Vera Wang is undoubtedly one of the most legendary designers of coveted bridal wear, so who better to dream up the wedding gowns for the warring women at the centre of this romantic black comedy?
I should probably keep looking.
Do you think there's something better than Vera Wang? I'm sorry, do they keep that next to the something that is better than chocolate?
Liv and Emma are longtime BFFs with contrasting personalities and careers. Their wardrobes reflect their unique sensibilities, and this extends to the gowns they sport on the day they're both supposed to get married. As a high-powered lawyer, Kate Hudson's character Liv rocks a loud, full silhouette with a big tulle skirt. Meanwhile, Anne Hathaway's Emma, a schoolteacher, sports a more understated taffeta dress, though she ultimately cancels her nuptials.
We're different. We want different things.
Although the looks are remarkably different, we can all agree that both women looked insanely gorgeous. Number 5. The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1. Sure, members of Team Jacob did not exactly rejoice during Bella and Edward's nuptials, but even the couple's detractors can't deny how incredible the Twilight Saga heroine looks.
You ready?
Just don't let me fall dead.
Never.
Designer Carolina Herrera's team spent more than 6 months creating the garment, and let's just say their efforts weren't for nothing. The figure-hugging dress is stunning from the front, but a lace-back cutout makes it even more special. According to Herrera, star Kristen Stewart was moved upon trying the gown on for the first time. Based on its sheer elegance and the milestone it represents for Bella, we don't blame her.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here on this glorious day to witness the union of Edward Cullen and Bella Swan.
Number 4. The Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement. They grow up so fast.
I'm getting married today.
She's getting married today, Maurice.
Far from the dorky high schooler we got to know in the first Princess Diaries film, Mia Thermopolis is searching for a royal husband in the sequel. On her wedding day, she looks every bit like royalty in a truly outstanding ensemble. Beautiful lace detailing encompasses the dress's neckline, sleeves, and bodice, while a tiara sits atop Mia's head. Despite her traditional attire, our heroine isn't afraid to rock the boat at the ceremony. In fact, she calls off her nuptials and delivers an epic speech in the gown.
A few moments ago, I realized the only reason I was getting married was because of a law, and that didn't seem like a good enough reason, so I won't be getting married today.
Gorgeous bridal wear is great, but denouncing outdated laws in front of members of Parliament, that is even better.
I stand here, ready to take my place as your queen, without a husband.
Number 3. The Hunger Games Catching Fire.
You would have been the most beautiful bride.
There's nothing more daunting than creating a movie costume for an iconic outfit from a book. Fans already have high expectations based on what they imagined, so getting every detail right is key. The final gown featured in Catching Fire was reminiscent of a creation by Alexander McQueen, but in fact it was a collaboration between costume designer Trish Somerville and Indonesian designer Tex Saverio.
You look fabulous!
The frothy feather design is the perfect dramatic piece for one of the pivotal moments in the Hunger Games story. It's so pretty that we don't want to watch it burn.
Oh my God!
Number 2, funny face.
All right, now this is your wedding day. The happiest day of your life.
Today, Audrey Hepburn is an icon for old Hollywood fashion, and one of the roles that cemented her title was 1957's Funny Face. In the film, where Hepburn becomes a high fashion model, she shows off many stunning outfits by Hubert de Givenchy, but the crowning glory is, of course, the wedding dress. While the design may look retro to our eyes, at the time it was actually strikingly modern. The T-length ballerina-style gown may have only been used for a fashion shoot and not an actual wedding, but that doesn't make it any less lovely.
A beautiful bride, yes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, The Sound of Music. Maria wasn't exactly known for being fashion-forward, but her wedding gown still takes our breath away. The demure and elegant dress perfectly suited her character. Interestingly, because the producers of The Sound of Music had no idea how beloved their film would become, all of the costumes used during shooting were returned to a movie costume rental company. So Maria's famous wedding gown was actually worn for other productions in later years, and sadly was subject to alterations, as well as wear and tear. In 2013, however, the dress was put up for auction, with the winning bid bringing in over $23,000.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.